always look dangerous. They don't always come far away. Sometimes, I tell you, sometimes they are closer. Today's digital world, children are more connected than ever. So, with that connection comes with hidden risks many families don't see coming. So tonight we are going to break the silence, and we're going to have that conversation where people need to be equipped with the knowledge to protect what matters most. Of course, the lives of our children matters very much, and that is very essential to tonight's conversation. Awareness is not fair. Being aware, being self-aware is not fear. It doesn't mean you're scared. Being aware, having that knowledge is power. That is why English people say that knowledge is power. Yes, let's have that conversation. You're wondering, what is Diola talking about? You getting us. Stay with me. Let's talk. To you, Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you so much for tuning in right now at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. It always feels so good to, have these conversations with you in the studios. Every Tuesdays like this, I'm always looking forward to, talking serious business issues affecting us in the society, because we keep asking which way Nigeria. We don't want to see our country the way it is. We want it moving forward. We want to see a different Nigeria. We want to see a comfortable space where, every single life, every single individual is happy. Like, you're happy that, yes, I'm living in this country, and it doesn't feel like a headache, every single time when you think about the country. But yes, I did say it is amazing. It feels amazing to be in the studios. You're tuned into the Tuesday edition of The Unspoken Truth, Which Way Nigeria, on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, that very station that empowers your voice and, empowers, champions your perspective on certain issues. My name is Diola, your radio nighttime partner, and once again, welcome to the show. It's no longer a new thing. Every Tuesdays like this, Diola comes to ask one important question. What is that question? Which way Nigeria? And I tell you every time that we won't stop asking that question until we get answers, until we see changes. We won't stop questioning the status quo. We won't stop demanding for government accountability. We won't stop demanding for transparency. We'll keep talking. And it goes beyond the headlines. When we say which way Nigeria, it goes beyond politics. It goes beyond the government. It is more about you and I and our affairs in the society. Tonight, we'll talk about something very important. Very, very important. Take it from me. This very issue is something that we are ignoring it in the society. We see it happen, right? But we don't want to talk about it, and we're accepting it. And slowly, it is also part of the things that has been, killing our country. I mean, it is part of the things that have, been more evident in the society. Crime, very, very disheartening. You see it and you're like, why is this still happening? So we are going to have that conversation tonight. What are we talking about? Why do pedophiles exist in our society? Why do pedophiles exist in our society? And if we're being honest, we are going to dissect it anyhow, anyway. We will have that conversation because I want to hear from you. I don't know what exactly is going on, but we can keep having these situations. You talk about rape, you talk about this situation happening, this issue happening, and then you're wondering, where is it coming from? So let us discuss, let us analyze this properly. Why do we have pedophiles exist in our society? And more importantly, why does it keep happening around us? We see it happen. We see, except you want to say, you want to lie to yourself. You want to be dishonest. That is just it, because we see it from time to time happening in the society. And of course, you join me in the conversation tonight, because I want to hear from you. Like I did say, we're going to dissect this topic. We are going to analyze it properly, and I'll get your experiences, your opinions, your thoughts on this conversation. If you want to call in, the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation: 0700903 90390 803 692 9933 0700 903 903 903, or you call 08036 929933. You can also reach out to us on WhatsApp, call us via WhatsApp, or send me your thoughts via WhatsApp. 0817 175 6338, or join me live on YouTube if you'd like to be a part of the conversation in real time. The channel name is Voice of the People 90.3 FM VOP now 3 FM. Remember, I tell you this, of course. No, your voice matters here, and this is a very exist in our country, in our society. Let's start from the very foundation, because some people might be like, Diola, see, I don't even still understand that thing you're calling pedophile. It might be new to you. I mean the word, but that action cannot be new to you. So let's talk about it. A pedophile is someone, when you hear the word pedophile, a pedophile is someone who is sexually attracted to children. A pedophile is someone who is sexually attracted to children. Acting on that attraction, like when you carry out an action now, you're already attracted to the children, right? So when you carry out an action to display that attraction, either through contact or exploitation or grooming, it is a serious crime. It is a serious crime. And that is why most times you see when these things happen, when we see it happen, most people are very angry about it. Why is this happening? Why would you do that? It is a serious crime, and it causes lasting harm to victims involved. So when you hear pedophile, some people say pedophile. Yeah, you can call it that, pedophile. When you hear that word, it means people that are sexually attracted to children. And it is happening. That is just the sad reality. So let's take it bit by bit. We'll start with reality. If you do your research, over 370 million girls and women have experienced sexual violence before the age of 18. Now, by the rule of the country, the rule guiding us in Nigeria, when you're less than 18, you're not yet an adult. That is just the rule. When you are less than 18, you're not an adult. So, it means if you find yourself in that situation that you are sexually attracted to someone who is less than that age, or you are encouraging an action that is not right with that person, with that child, or eventually you carry out that action, sexual action, with that child, you've committed a crime. You have what? Committed a crime. Now, you see the statistics I was given. Over 370 million girls and women, they've experienced what we call pedophile before the age of 18. That makes them an adult. That is 1 in every 8 girls. When you include non-contact abuse like harassment, exposure, telling them to, encouraging them by doing the things they're not supposed to do, you're grooming them, or you're the one giving them the opportunity, to go into all of those, sexual actions. The number from over 370 million, you find it at over 650 million. So that makes it 1 in every 5 girls. You now, when you are going to work tomorrow, when you are about to leave your home tomorrow for work, as you are passing, start count one girl out. Count another 1 to 5, pick another girl out. Count another 1 to 5 female, pick one girl out. That is to tell you that this exists in our society. And it is not just about the girls. It is not just girls. Even 410 to 450, 530 million, let's put it that way, boys and men, they are also experiencing this sexual abuse as children. So you can actually see that there's a problem somewhere. There is a problem somewhere that needs our attention, that needs to be solved. So let's bring it home. Let's bring it to Nigeria. 6 out of every 10 children experience some form of violence. 6 out of 10. That is bad. Even in 2024 alone, over 52,000 children experienced sexual abuse, because we had child sexual abuse cases reported. 52,000 cases. 52. I didn't say 52. I didn't say 520. I didn't say 5,000. I said 52,000 child sexual abuse cases were reported, and thousands happened right here, right now. So when I said this at the start of the show, that it is closer than you think, I knew exactly what I was saying. So this is not a distant problem, that it is not within my vicinity or in my neighborhood or in my city. It is not that, too, my sister. It is not that. It is right here, very close to you, very close to me. It is among us. But now my question, because I thought about this and I said, there is no smoke without fire. There is no smoke without fire. So the question I want to ask right now is, where are these abusers coming from? Because they are not strangers hiding in the dark. So where exactly are they coming from? Most times, they are fathers, they are uncles, neighbors, teachers, trusted family members. I'm telling you, trusted family members. You've seen it happen very well. I'm not talking about the ones that Nollywood movies would display. I'm not talking. You've seen the reality. You've seen situations like this happen. So again, as one big family, we've come tonight and Nigeria. Quickly, let's talk about the causes. Some causes. I might not be able to talk about every single one of it, but let's talk about the real cause of this problem: pedophiles existing in our society, child sexual abusers. Let's talk about it. The first one is the circle of abuse. That is the first cause. And when I mean circle of abuse, when you look at that shape, circle, circle does not have a start point and it does not have an end point. It doesn't have. So meaning, when we say circle of abuse, it keeps happening, and if care is not taken, it will keep happening. There won't be an end to it. That is why I said circle of abuse. So let me break it down. Many abusers were once victims. Many abusers were once victims, meaning they've also been in that situation. It has also happened to them. They were once victims. They've experienced that pain of being sexually abused. They've experienced silence. They've experienced trauma. And you see, these victims we are talking about, they can grow up confused. They can grow up damaged. They can grow up untreated. Fairly. They can. Not now, please don't get me wrong. Not all victims become abusers, right? But many, most of them were once victims. Most abusers were once victims. So, if we ask very well now, you help me answer this question. Is it that we've found ourselves in that situation that we've accepted this sexual abuse as a norm? And that is why instead of, healing victims, we now embrace it. So it keeps going round. It keeps going round. It keeps going round. Like it doesn't end. It's not looking like it's going to end. Why? Because people that were once victims, did we do what we were supposed to do to bring them out of that trauma, to change their orientation? Because if you don't do things like this, you see those people, when they eventually grow up, they will turn what happened to them. That is why we say home is the first what? The family. You know what the family is? I'm telling you, take it. It is very vital. The role of a parent, the responsibility of a parent in a child's life cannot be overemphasized. That is just the reality. And that is why on this show we tell you every time, parents, please get close, bond with your children. Because if you give that gap, they will not be able to tell you things happening to them, things bothering them. If someone is trying to, lure them by giving them sweet things, money, trying to entice them, and they fall into it, it becomes a problem, they'll keep quiet. And it will become a problem. It might not even be a bigger problem. Then you now start to run about because you don't even know where to begin solving that problem. So most times when we see cases like this happen, the victims, we might not, give the appropriate, solution, give the appropriate measures that would change this orientation gradually, like a healing process for them. And if you don't do it, that is going to stick. It's going to be a scar. The person cannot forget. And that is why that is the more reason why that person is likely to exhibit that same action in the nearest future. Earlier I was talking about silence. It says silence can kill. And that is why still on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, we have a program that when something is bothering you, instead of keeping quiet, you can take it there. And then people can help you, talk to you, share their own piece of advice that can work for you in that situation, because silence is deadly. Silence is very deadly. Silence can kill when something is very heavy on your mind. Why am I talking about silence? That is another cause for this issue, this problem we've been dealing with in Nigeria, we've been dealing with in our society, the culture of silence. In many Nigerian homes today, here's this statement. I'm coming there. This topic is a taboo in many homes, Nigerian homes. It is a taboo. Then you begin to hear things like, don't say it outside though, don't even try it. I must not hear this thing from you. I must not hear you tell anyone that this is what happened to you, this is what somebody did to you, that somebody touched you, or I must not hear it. Oh, please, we're going to cover it because it's going to bring shame to the family. We don't want anyone to know this is what we've been battling with. We don't want anyone to know that this is what happened to you. It's going to bring shame to the family. So let's quietly settle it. And just like that, that child's pain is buried. But silence cannot protect that child. Sadly. Being quiet cannot protect the child. It protects the abuser. So, another question that we should think about now is, just how many predators are walking free today because someone chose silence? How many people have sexually abused children and they are walking out there free? Nothing has happened to them. Why? Because someone chose to keep quiet. Someone chose silence without demanding for the right actions. Someone chose silence. That is another cause. Quickly, let's talk about weak systems and poor accountability. Many a times there's a statement that people used to say when you're talking about the government of the day. We say things like they're never proactive, they are just reactive to situations. If something does not happen, they will not put the measures in place. They wouldn't. The issue of the snake girl, we heard that there was not anti-venom in hospitals, Nigerian hospitals, not until that very incident happened, and then they were now trying to put things in place. That was what we heard. So when we talk about weak systems and poor accountability, what am I trying to say? You hear reports are made, but what happens next? What action is taken next? After the report, okay, this happened, that happened. What happens next? In Nigeria, I tell you that fewer than 5 out of 100 abused children they don't receive any form of support. Fewer, like 5 out of 100 just receive any form of support. Now you think about it. What does that tell you? The justice is very slow. Very slow. Very slow. So sometimes some cases disappear. You don't hear it anymore. You just know that reports were made and you get to hear it in the news. Oh, this was what happened. Sometimes you don't even get to hear it in the news. But then reports are made. You go, you make report. Sir, you've taken it to the right institution. This is what happened. Reports are made. But what happens next? This is a situation I call power protect power. Is that an issue now or not? It is. It is a very big issue. Power protects power. So predators feel very safe. And that is why they keep doing what they are doing. If the consequences big, crimes won't exist. Crimes won't continue. No, it won't. Predators are walking out there free. And then the victim is left with a scar. So the question again is, Which way, Nigeria? If you're just tuning in, we are still talking about why pedophiles exist in our society, and currently we're talking about the causes, because I said there is no smoke without fire. Then there is a cause. There is something that has made this habit, this action, that has been encouraging this action. Yes. So we are talking about the causes. The next thing I want to talk about quickly is the fact that we exist in a hyper-sexualized environment. Yeah. We exist in a very hyper-sexualized environment. Today, children are exposed early. Hey! Should we go to that place? Children are exposed early through phones, the internet, the media. Let's not even go there. Let's not go. You know very well. I don't need to spell it out to you. The internet, the phone, the media, they've done it. Globally, over 300 million children face online sexual exploitation every year. Every year. So now, if a society is normalizing a sexual content without guidance, you see, most times that's why when we're watching movies on, dishes, not to mention names, there are some movies that they will tell you this is rated 18, parental guidance is advised, this family view. You know why the media is doing that? So they can understand, there can be parental guidance. There can be restrictions to what children are exposed to. The content, media content children are exposed to. But I tell you, over 300 million children, they faced sexual exploit on a yearly basis. And you know what this has done to the society? It has created it has brought about a confused state, especially for unstable-minded people. So now you're thinking, we need to ask that question. Are we raising protected children or exposed children? Gone are the days where we even have things like sexual education, sex education, trying to enlighten these children in time to understand things like this, how to identify cases, how to voice out, how to speak up when you're seeing traces. Gone are those days. We don't even see it anymore. So what exactly are we talking about? Quickly, we'll come to this cause as well, because we're not going to avoid it. Moral and social decay. Slightly similar to the previous course where I talked about hyper-sexualized environment. When I say moral and social decay, when we say morals, we're talking about values, right? We are talking about values when we say moral. When that value weakens, when your sense of morality is gone, there will not be discipline. Most times you will see, when you're going about, there's some things you see and you're questioning it, like, where is your sense of morality? In fact, it happens very well. You hear some, why is she dressed like that? Why is he dressed this way? Why is because you feel like the person's sense of morality is gone. That is why you're triggered to ask questions like that. So you can see, you're able to point out that something is wrong somewhere. It could be the person's outlook, it could be the person's dressing, it could just be something that will make you voice that the person's sense of morality is gone. So when there is no moral, a society where there is no morals, there cannot be discipline. What are you talking about? Which discipline? Which discipline are you talking about? So people begin to see other children. You begin to see others as objects. Like, do you know why? Because if there's no discipline, there is no sense of empathy as well. You care less. Because think about it. Come to think about it. You're not bothered because this issue, this topic we're talking about, you might have just seen it happen. So you may not understand. You might not understand the level of damage this problem, this issue is causing the society. You might not understand. What kind of society are we becoming? I really need to understand. What kind of society are we becoming? And, pedophile, child sexual abusers. Another thing that makes, people go into this action like a cause is power, poverty, and vulnerability. I'll take it again. Power, poverty, and vulnerability. In many cases, if you check, abuse is tied to power. Abuse is tied to power. A child who depends on an adult for food, school fees, shelter is vulnerable. Yes, is under that person, so you're vulnerable. You're likely to accept what you're not even supposed to accept. Why? Because you answer to that person. So that power imbalance becomes a weapon for the abuser, for the predator, to make that child, your sin that passes by you every day, can make that child become his prey. Why? Because he feels like he has the power. And that is why I'm telling you that abuse is tied to power. Many times when we eventually hear reports given, you just suddenly see that you're no longer hearing anything about it. Why? Power is at play. That is it. So you know what? You're wondering how many children are trapped because survival becomes safety. Survival comes before safety. They are scared. No, they're not going to talk because this is the person that is feeding you. This is the person putting food on your table. Or even if the person is not putting food on your table, you've just seen that this person has power. So you're scared to talk. All you now want to do is just survive. As long as, please let me just, I don't want to. That is what we are seeing in our society. Which way? This is a big issue. But quickly, let us do a reality check. A bit of reality check. It is not about evil people. You understand that? Do you know? This is not even about evil people. This is about broken systems, failed systems, broken homes, and a society that has, chosen to ignore, to look away. A society that doesn't care anymore. A society that doesn't care. You just want to look away. You see it all, and then you act like nothing is happening. How many more should happen before you take an action, before you take a step, before you speak up? How many more? The society is looking away. Because the truth is that pedophiles don't just appear. They are created. They are enabled. Yes, that is the word. Enabled. We encourage them. We've been encouraging them because we're not talking. We've been encouraging them because people are not even taking the right actions, the right steps, necessary steps. We've been protecting them. That is what the society has been doing. And that is why we are talking right now. What is going on? What exactly is going on? Now, these are the questions I want us to talk about. Like, we have to deliberate on some questions, that the questions we need to face. The first one I want to ask is this mentality of keeping quiet. So let me put the question this way: why do we protect family reputation more than our children? We don't pray to see these things happen, right? We don't even want it to. We don't want it to happen. Even if we're not talking, we don't want it. But have we become that society that we value reputation, family reputation, more than those children? And that is why, like I did say earlier, I don't just want to, keep saying some things again and again. You hear things, they tell you, and don't tell outsiders. It stays within us. Nobody must know. And keep it to yourself. Don't bring shame to the family. Whereas the child is the victim. So let us understand clearly. Is it that covering, protecting the family's reputation, is that more important than your children? Why do the victims feel more ashamed instead of the perpetrators, the people that are, that we call child sexual abusers? And they to this very one, what exactly is going on with accountability, justice, enforcing the law on these perpetrators? What exactly is going on around that? Because I don't understand. Things like this happen and then there is no enforcement. There is no consequence. The person goes free, walking about free. When the damage, the scar you've left in that child's life can never be erased. Why do we wait until it trends on social media? If it does not trend on social media, we will not react. We'll just like something random until we see it before we start reacting. The biggest question out of all of this, if this continues, what kind of future are we building? Conversation alone. No, I want to hear from you, your thoughts, your opinions. If you've even been in this situation, please let us know clearly. We need to understand. There are some things that needs to be addressed, and that is why you have this very platform for you to voice your thought. Yes, this is Which Way Nigeria. That is the question we'll keep asking. Which way Nigeria? Right after this short break, I will come here from you. Please do not go nowhere, because this conversation is very vital, and you need to understand clearly that we are building a nation that should be comfortable, that should be a comfortable space for us also. This conversation is very vital. I'll come to you right after this break. The numbers to call for you to join the show later on: 07009 039 03903, or you call 0803 692 9933, 0803 692 9933. The WhatsApp number for those that would love to call in via WhatsApp or send us messages: 0817 175 6338 are the numbers to call. Or you join us live on YouTube right now at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Yes, this is Which Way Nigeria, the Tuesday edition of the Unspoken Truth on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We'll listen to the sound of Cobham's Asuko featuring Bez. As always, we say do the right thing, because this is Nigeria. Nigeria belongs to you and I. And until the time where it is, better, best, possibly, we won't stop demanding for that Nigeria we've all dreamt of. Stay tuned, I'll be back.
Don't stop. It's the one thing that can make the world okay. And it doesn't cost nothing, no, you don't even have to pay. Oh, it's about doing the right thing every day. 'Cause you are the light, you are the sign, you are the only hope, keeping hope alive. Do the right thing, let the world see, let the light shine everywhere. And when it seems like no one's watching, do the right thing anyway. Just do the right thing all the time, and you'll be sure to have the whole world say, oh, oh, do the right thing. Hey, do the right thing. If the right thing is the order of the day, then the world won't be a better place to stay. A corrupted mind is your worst enemy. So I suggest you do the right thing starting today. You are the sign, you are the only hope, keeping hope alive. Do the right thing, let the world see, let the light shine everywhere. And it seems like no one's watching, do the right thing anyway. Just do the right thing all the time, and you'll be sure to have the whole world say, oh, do the right thing, do the right thing, do the right thing. Be a pepper seller or a movie star, doesn't really matter who you are. Do the right thing, do the right thing. You can be a politician or a policeman, you gotta take a stand and do the right thing. Do the right thing. Oh, do the right thing, let the world see, let the light shine everywhere. And when it seems like no one's watching, do the right thing everywhere. Do the right thing all the time, you'll be sure to have the whole world saying, oh, do the right thing, right thing, right thing, just do the right thing, do the right thing, do the right thing.
Minutes gone past the hour of 10 from our studios right here at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. This is me saying welcome back from that break. You had Cobhams Asuko and Bess saying do the right thing, do the right thing. We want a society fair for each and every one of us. Why will we, be scared to send our children out there because you're scared that there's a predator somewhere hiding in the dark? And we're just come close to me. But people that have been in these situations, trust me, I'm telling you that this car, they cannot forget. And that is why we are having these conversations, because we are trying to address this issue in the society. Why we have pedophiles. When I say pedophiles, I'm talking about abusers, sexual abusers, children child sexual abuses in the society. This is the time where you join Diola in the conversation. For those that are just tuning in rather, yes, this is the Tuesday edition of the Unspoken Truth on Voice of the People 19th FM. Thank you for staying with Diola. It is that time to come hear from you. What exactly can you say about this very issue, and how do we properly address it? How do we address it? Because that is very vital. That is the solution we need to hear. Most importantly, even if we're trying to address the issue, what exactly should be the solution? What reforms should be put in place to curb this very action that has been affecting the society? Get right on that very one. We should come to you. The studio lines 0700903903903, or you call 0803 6929933 0700903903 or you call 0803 6929933. The WhatsApp number 0817-175-6838 for those that would love to call in via WhatsApp or send us messages on WhatsApp. If you feel like you don't want to talk, you just want to write something or you want to tell us something, 0817-175-6838 is the studio WhatsApp number, or join Diola live on YouTube right now at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Remember to tell us your name and where you're calling from when you get to join the show. Likewise, if this is your first time calling in on the show, so we can welcome you to VOP family, because we are one big family and together we'll keep asking, which way Nigeria? Yeah, hello, good evening. Hello. Okay, can we do this one? I guess not. All right. Well, you can do well to try again. Then you can talk to Diola, you can talk to Nigerians on the outside, and let us know your take, your stand on this very issue. Hello, good evening. Is anyone there? Hello, good evening to you. We did lost that one again. Okay, I feel bad right now, but I apologize. We're sorry. I don't know what is going on, but just keep trying to connect with us. Then we get your thought. We'll be able to speak to you. Okay, let's quickly get on some messages, a few messages. This one is saying that, Diola, good evening to you. Well, my problem is those families that try to cover it up to avoid shame. Why are you doing that? That silence is very dangerous. I'm telling you, you see that orientation of always keeping quiet because you are scared of societal judgment. It is very, very bad. Thank you so much for making your input tonight. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you and welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for the good job you are doing.
Thank you so much. Good evening. Good to have you join me. Please.
My name is John. Can you hear me? My name is John.
All right, welcome, John.
Okay, thank you for the good job. I really appreciate.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and it seems to be a coincidence for me listening to this program this evening because I have a situation on ground. I have a situation on ground, and I want to also seek for an advice through this platform this evening.
All right, please go ahead.
Okay, the situation is this. Right in, I'm calling from a corridor area in Lagos.
Okay.
I'm from Kogi State. For some time now, I've been hearing of a family, can I say an extended family, that there's a particular boy disturbing my brother. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, there's a particular boy disturbing my sister. Right from time my sister will spend money on her for her to go to school, she finished her secondary school. After finishing this, our effort to take this girl to university, we have even gotten admission for her. But this boy has been following her, doing all sorts of rubbish, and we have been hearing a lot of things, but we don't have evidence. So because of that, we cannot take them to police station or anywhere. But we put some people on ground on surveillance to see what is going on, because they said, according to their traditional way of doing things, they said this guy has done something, and that my sister will never listen to us, and will never leave the village, and will never go to school. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
I will never go to school.
Okay.
Last time I went to the village to bring this girl, after paying for transport and everything, the girl still ran home. But last week we now heard where the boy now lured the girl to a particular room, and when he lured the boy to that particular room, quite unfortunate for him, in the process of having sexual intercourse with him and with other people that he has planned, my cousin boy, my nephew, just walked into that place and apprehend them. The villagers gathered there. I told them to quickly send the picture to me. The picture was sent to me of how they gathered them. And right now, I'm planning to call the police to take them and charge the case to court. So I want an advice on how to go about this type of case.
Thank you so much, John, for sharing with us this issue, this situation at hand. And I feel like you've actually done the very key step by you have the evidence, and then you've taken, like you did say,
Hello?
you've reported. Can you hear me, John?
I'm hearing you.
Okay, so you've reported the case to the police, right?
I've asked my younger brother to report the case to the police while I will travel right away to go and meet them and take it up.
That is a very good step. That is a great step for starters, right? So you wait for the institution, let them do what they are supposed to do.
Okay.
And demand that justice be granted.
Okay.
Yes, that is just how it works. That is a great one. And I'm glad that you are able, to also pick something from the program tonight. Just like you did say, coincidental that this situation is something that is also
Thank you so much.
An issue for you. Thank you so very much, John, for being a part of the show. Thank you. It was great to have you on board. The reason why I tell you that silence is dangerous. If you keep quiet, you see these things, it will keep happening. It will keep happening. You need to talk. We need to voice out, and we need to demand. It is different to talk. You also need to take actions. Talking is different. Hello, good evening to you, and welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Daniel. I'm calling from Wiki.
Welcome to the show, Daniel. It's good to have you join me tonight. Okay, that was weird. You just called to tell me your name and you went off. I'm sorry. I apologize if it is indeed the network. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, dear. This is David from Ekiti.
Welcome to the show. Please, can you stay away from your radio set so we can hear you clearly?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you. I've done that.
Thank you so much. It's good to have you join us tonight. What do you want to tell us?
So I'm just trying to say something about the last caller.
All right.
You know what I wanted to tell you? I've known you as a wise person and somebody who is talented and brilliant. But there is a kind of suggestion and advice you give that guy that is not good. You know, one thing is that guy will not marry his sister, so you know. And he said the guy in person is in relationship with his sister, and the sister has been spending on. Despite that, they still love themselves. If the sister does not love the guy, he will not let the sister to where they are. So one thing, even though they call police for the guy, police will not settle the issue. What they just have to do is to summon the guy and ask the guy what is his plan for the girl. If the guy wants to marry the girl, let them go on and perform the necessary traditions. He's not calling police or whatever. That will not settle the issue.
We are not talking. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. It's a good one. Thank you. So quickly, we need to clarify this so there is no misinterpretations or judgment somewhere behind the scene. What Diola is trying to say, remember we're talking about pedophiles. We are talking about child sexual abusers. The person that called, right? If the situation, so we get it clearly, if the child in question is beyond the age of 18, the person is still a child. If the person was forced, coerced into this action, the person is still a child. And when we say, okay, the police, they are involved, it is not just for the police to take action. The police will definitely investigate, right? They will follow procedures. They will carry out the necessary steps they are supposed to do before eventually, okay, they say they arrive at something. This is our decision. This is what we found out in the course of our investigation. So we understand. We are talking about medically. If the person's situation has nothing to do with being sexually abused, of course, we are not saying go report this person because he wants to marry your sister or something. We are not talking about that. I only gave the advice to buttress if the child was sexually abused, then something needs to be done. You cannot watch a child sexually abused and you're keeping quiet. I really hope that we do understand that. Hello. Okay, before we come to that one, I'll read a couple of messages. This one says our system is not strict enough. If punishment prevail, maybe people would think twice before doing these things that they do. And that is where we talk about, accountability, enforcement of the law. We have laws, but are those laws being enforced in the society? That is another question. Are these laws enforced in the society? You hear of this crime. This person kidnapped this person. There's another one happening somewhere. This one too is happening in another place. And then you are asking, where is the law? Where is the law? So these gaps in the systems are what we need to keep talking about. Are the things the actions. That is why we keep demanding actions from the government of the day, because we don't want to see situations, we don't want to see issues like this happening. I might be reading more messages tonight because I do not understand the network thing, how it is doing this night, and I wanted this conversation to be very, very interactive. I did wanted to hear more from you on the outside, and I know you want to be a part because I can see the calls, but the moment when we take it, it seems that there is something going on somewhere that is not allowing us to talk. But I do apologize on behalf of the station for that. But you can send me your messages to the studio WhatsApp line. I'll try to read all of it before we come to the end of the show. This one says, okay, if we're talking about child abuser, someone has said something very vital, and I'm going to read it out. This one says, many victims don't talk because the abuser is someone they know or trust, and that fear is dangerous. That people that experience this thing we are talking about, people that have been sexually abused, they don't love talking, they don't love coming outside to talk, because it might be someone they know or they trusted. So coming out, this is the person that has done this. In fact, if you're telling people, they'll find it hard to believe that, so this is the person that can do this. So that is the reason why they don't like to talk. All right. Well, thank you so much for that opinion. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Let's see what you have to say.
Diola.
Hello, good evening.
And this is Tochiko calling from Ikeja.
So, Chuko, good evening and welcome to the show.
Thank you. And I know of someone that is being abused. Like, she told me one time like that. She was telling me about herself, about her life.
All right.
And she told me that she was being molested like 9 years old. Like when she was 9. So normally she didn't tell me. She don't want to tell me. But I was trying to like force her. Like, normally what you said something. You said those people that are being molested don't like talking.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and one thing is that if the issue is that me, my kind of person is that if I'm being close to someone because I'm working with someone and I have a secretary in the shop. So I'm that kind of person that I'm always staying on my own. But anything that'll just make me talk to you, those kind of things, you will just be open to me. So I just one time like on the Saturday, I asked her that what's happening. Sometimes your mood is always bad and you're frowning your face, something like that. She now told me that it's like from her 9 years when she left her mom's place, something like that. She's not staying with her aunt. So there's this guy that used to come and like sometimes her uncle said, she told me about her uncle's phone. Anytime she goes to her uncle's house like that, the uncle will now tell the wife that they are going to the market, that he wants her to follow her to the market, like the shop. But normally where they are going to is not the shop or the market. They will go and lodge her in the hotel and do all sorts of things that he wants to do. And the girl will now be telling me that, see, this thing you're doing is not good, uncle. That it's not going to be good. But still, we still force the girl and still do everything that she's going to do. And still the girl she will not be happy. And the issue is that she cannot tell the wife, because if she tell the wife, it's another problem. Because if you say anything or do anything, what I will do to you, like it's just kind of like something like
more like threatening her. Yeah.
So the girl was not just open till the day she not told me everything. I was not telling her that, see, even the guy, one of our guy like that used to do it to her. I was not telling her that, see, left for me. There's something I wanted to do. Maybe I'll do my mind. Go and meet those people, knock them off. But she was telling me not to do anything. That she left it to God. She has caused the man already. This thing that he did to her, and that person did to the children. So that's what she really told me. That she just removed my hand from me. For me, I still have something in mind for her, but she does not know. But I still know that I will still look at those people one day, and I'll still find them out. But I've not told her anything. She doesn't have to forget about it. So that's what I have to say, and to Diola.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing with us that very one. It is true that most people don't like to talk, and that is why we are addressing this. So we need to understand, is there a better way? Is there a way that we can make them talk? Is there something that needs to be done?
It's kind of hard for them, because maybe some of them might say they will threaten them that if you talk or say anything, what they will do, they may even see them at the process. So that's the issue. That's why they don't talk. So
but it is doing more harm.
I know, when asking them this question, you just come up to them and try to ask them the question. Then tell them what the victim told them, in case when they are done with the rubbish they are doing to them. That's what we need to ask these people. So we can know how to find out or how to stop this rubbish in this country.
Thank you.
I have to say.
Thank you so very much. Thank you for being a part of the show. God bless you.
Thank you. Bye.
I was heading somewhere and it just said that though. I was having a conversation someday with someone, and what we were talking about, it has to do with wife and husband though, but let me relate it to what this last caller just said. when you want to get something from someone, okay, I'll put it to you. Parents that are listening to me, mothers, fathers, when your child wants to get something very, very precious from you, they know how to ask the way you will give them. They know the way to go about it, that they will ask that you will give them. They understand that pattern. What am I trying to say? Because we are talking about this issue so there can be a solution. We are trying to address something, right? We cannot just be saying we don't want to see this, we don't want to see this, and then there is no solution. People that are listening can benefit, can pick something from this conversation. That is the essence of this very conversation. So if cases happen like this, if situations you see can notice a change, because if you listen to the last caller, it was able to detect that something is wrong with this person. And gradually, he was able to understand, oh, this is it. Now, the way you ask these people, victims, it matters. You'll see it in the movies that most times when they're even asking them, the mother is either shouting or the guardian is shouting, what exactly happened? What happened? Those methods won't give us the desired result. Okay, Diola will do the talking. We'll continue with the talking. Hello, good evening.
Hi, Pretty.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the show.
Good evening. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for being on board.
How was your weekend?
My weekend went very well. I had a good weekend.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You see this matter that we're talking about this night. I'm just imagining, how will you say that you are a full grown up man, a man of this thing, just wake up and say you are attracted to small children? Is that no madness, Diola? Eh? Is that no madness? I don't understand. What is attracting you to them? Is it that they have big balls or this? You understand what I'm saying?
Medically, it is a disorder. Medically, actually, it is a disorder.
Okay, it is a disorder.
Yes, medically, it is.
Oh, okay. But are you trying to tell me that all these people that indulges in all this art, are you telling me that is a medical disorder?
That's
because
what we're talking about.
So many people, some people are indulging in this kind of art. So are you trying to tell me now that all of them now that is embarking in this kind of thing, all of them get a medical disorder? So why can't they go to hospital and know what to do to it? If they eventually find out, than damaging the lives of those children. You understand? Do you know the trauma that those children go through? Sometimes you hear of a father, a child of 2 years, 5 years. What kind of this thing is that one? Some even, I don't understand. Some even go to the as an infant. I don't understand. One thing again is that families that some of all these things happens to, they shouldn't keep quiet. You understand? Because some of them, it will happen. They will say they will cover it up.
We hear that every time.
That is the issue. You understand? I was having my friend was telling me something from some time ago. He said that the sister was raped. You understand? And it was as a pastor that did this thing. Now, Pastor Duamo.
Can you imagine?
Is a pastor that did it. Guess what? They cover it up because what? They don't want to spoil the image of the pastor.
Can you just believe that?
I was like, what? You actually said your parents cover this thing up. No, now. And it just damaged the life of your child. And you're telling me because he's a pastor, he's a well-known man, he decided to cover it up. Now that you cover it up, do you know how many children that so-called man have damaged their life? Do you know the trauma of those what they are going through? Because when somebody goes through that child abuse and all those kind of things, do you know some of them, it sets them back.
Yeah, it does.
Some of them, it affect them mentally, physically. As in, even when they get married, say when they eventually get married, they will understand what I'm saying. They wouldn't be. So
Yeah.
I don't even understand.
There's a stigma.
Pastor, in not covering him up to continue with this so-called art. Wow. You see, I think people need to wake up. You understand? People need to wake up. Yes, and for me, I don't take no for an answer. You understand? Yes, the compound that I'm living, there was a man that wanted to do that thing with one child like that. You understand? And this girl, she was staying with someone.
Okay.
And thank God that the kind of, as in, I don't know, she couldn't tell the person that she's living with, as in, you understand? But she confided in me. She will come and tell me, Auntie, this man is telling me, sometimes he will tell me to come up. He will start touching me, all those kind of things. And this is the father. This is a father, and you want to damage another person's child. When I heard this thing, you understand? When she told me this thing the first time, I was like, what is this girl saying? Did she actually know what she's saying? You understand what I'm saying? Did she actually know what she's saying? I repeated this thing more than how many times in my ear. I said, no, this thing has passed, be careful. You understand? And I told her, you see what will happen? Anytime that man try that nonsense again, make sure that I'm around. You understand?
Okay.
Make sure that I'm around. Just, if he tell you to go up, go up. You understand? So, now, what I did, I now have to tell one other young guy that is also in the compound. We now have to do plan. You understand? We confronted this man. You see, this man no do pain. See, as you say, this man talk no, as in talk say, do open mouth, you are waiting no enter head, when no enter brain. Hi, if you collect waiting no good that night, as in, I say, if the way we take prepare for him, just say, it be like saying, don't, he no say anything. Because the way we don't take prepare for him, no only God will save up our hand, as in. So, what I'm trying to say in essence is that these children, some of them, they will tell them, bully, oh, don't say anything. If you say anything, I will kill you, I will do this. That is why they go back to the, as in, things are going wrong. Okay, now, can you imagine if this girl is not telling me all these things?
What would have happened?
What would have happened? And assuming I did not give a listening ear to her.
As well, what would have happened?
You understand? Because when she told me this thing the first time, I was like,
you were finding it hard to believe.
Yes, I was like, how this man go take do this kind of? And if you see this man, you think say no people cockroach you, but it's the devil in a woman form. And since then till now, if you see that girl now, he cannot even raise his head up to look at her face. You understand? That this kind of people, there is a way to treat them. Stop keeping quiet. You understand? Stop. Now, sometimes family contribute to 100% of what is happening to their children. I'm telling you. And what I also say to the young girls and boys that is outside, once you are going through something, find somebody that you can tell.
Thank you.
Even if you can't tell your parents, at least find somebody. Oh, this and this. So, you understand? I was just imagining in my head. what will have happened to this girl if she did not open up to me? And we are able to, to cut that man with our devil mindset, with our devil incarnate mindset. So this it's high time that we wake up. It's high time that all parents should put their eyes on the ground. And when your child is telling you something, give them a listening ear. Don't say it's your uncle, he cannot do this thing. It's your this one. Who told you that your uncle cannot do it? So let's be mindful and conscious of what we are doing. Give those children a listening ear.
Thank you so very much. You've said so much. You've said a lot.
Have a wonderful
Thank you. Thank you. I will. And
this
you
is
too.
Chidera from my God Palace.
Thank you so much, Chidera.
Good night.
Good night. You've picked, in fact, you should have noted like 5 points from that conversation. Yes or yes? Because she said, she broke it down. Oh, she said so many things. Family contributing to the problem. We already know there's a problem. Then families, you're now adding to that problem. We don't want that anymore. And she also pleaded, young boys and girls out there, you're facing something. This is happening. Don't keep quiet. Silence is destruction. Silence is dangerous. Please, we are begging. Anywhere you're able to get this message, do not keep quiet. Just like you heard the last caller, just find someone that you can share that with. And you too, adults that they are sharing something very important with, something sensitive with, please give your listening ear. Please, parent, we need to be very cautious, because I'm telling you, these things are happening. Let's just pray that it doesn't come close to us. Like, just pray it is not you. It is not your child. These things are happening. I might not be able to take any more calls. You will be my last caller on the show tonight. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Daniel. I want to ask, when are you doing the hookup segment?
What are you saying?
When do you start the hookup segment?
No. I'm sorry. I think this is a wrong number. Hookup? I don't understand that. Okay, have you talk to us? Hello, good evening.
Adiola, you still to go on the call. What that woman said, what she was saying.
Yeah.
It's actually true, but the issue is that adults that they are informing, it's not everybody that will give a listening ears. Like that girl I was talking about. Yeah, she told me that she used to tell her auntie. Auntie won't believe. And if you are telling her, she won't even listen to you. It's when everything that happened, it was not looking as if they wanted to. Because what she told me was, well, when they heard what happened the other day, it was looking as if it was just hell on fire. Because they wanted to kill her that day. You know, say neighbor people help her, something like that. So, what I'm telling those adult people is that they should give a listening ear to their loved ones. One.
Yes.
And some of the parents that I give birth to their children, some of them, I don't even understand them, because when they be saying these things to them, they will feel as if they're just saying it out. They're not very shut up. What is going to happen? Who is my uncle? This one, that one. The uncle cannot do it. You know what you're saying? And the issue is that then they know. Then some of those things will now push them to like, they won't say anything again till the thing that happen. That's when they will now regret that, assuming I know I would have fed my children. So what me I'm telling parents now is that they should put an eye to their children. One, that is the most important thing. Then this one of the things now is what I don't understand. Because through phone, all these things can happen. Like through phone calls, they'll call you, like, come to so please come here, unless if you don't come here, something's going to happen to you. I know where you're staying. They send someone to come and carry you. Their parents are not there. So that's the issue now. So please, we parents should look into this thing. Look, we know what we do, our Nigerian people are back.
Thank you.
Please, I don't tire to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It saddens my heart anytime we hear, things happen like this. But that is why, like I did say, we'll have to talk about it. If we don't talk about it, people won't know. So we need to address it, and I'm really glad that you were able to join the conversation. You were able to make your own input and just said something that is so beneficial to Nigerians listening. Thank you so very much.
Good night. Thank
Good
you.
night. When Dela was telling you that this issue needs to be addressed, you thought I was joking. I know what I'm saying. If you go and research cases of child sexual abuse, you will understand better. Understand better. But there is no time on my side, but I should really just read this very message because it is very important, and I think it has to do with the first caller on the show that was talking about his sister something in Kaduna. I don't know, I can't recall at the place, but yes, he sent a message. I think that is a response to the next caller, the second caller we had on the show, that was trying to say probably I didn't address the issue very well. Well, he has come to clarify. He said, clarify the message. So he said, I want to clarify the issue because the caller did not understand. Now, he's saying that these people are not in love. That is, his sister and the boy in question, they are not in love. They are from the same extended family and they cannot marry each other. But the boy did some, spiritual things and has changed the sister's memory and make sure that she's not useful to herself. And he was caught having, sexual intercourse with his sister. So that is the essence. That is the reason why they had to report the case and charge them to court now that there is an evidence of sexual harassment. So you can understand when we are saying that that is why communication is important. So when we are saying clarity, you need to understand the situation before you can address it. I would not give an advice for something that is out of context. That is why I had to clarify that. If this is a case of what it is, sexual harassment, then what should be done? What should be done should be done. As long as that is the case, you will not call white black and you will not call black white. You are not going to fine-tune anything. You should stand for what is right, and that is the only way we can demand accountability and demand change in our society. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, we cannot take any more calls on the show. Okay, just this one, very one. We actually didn't talk much about this. Probably we might have like another edition of this conversation, and then it will be a more broad perspective to the issue. Someone said something, and that is why I have to read it. It says, some people protect abusers because of money, power, and connection. And that is the sad truth. Diola, what can we do? When I talked earlier, I said there's not how you want to take abuse away from power. There is no how you want to take abuse from power. Most times when these cases are even reported, nothing is done because power is involved. Now in that situation, this person has asked, what do we do? Another anonymous message says, you are performing great, VOP station. Thank you so very much. That is, I tell you that the station empowers your voice and gives you that platform to just share your perspectives and talk about what is right. Demand for what is right. Okay. As we wrap up tonight's conversation, if I keep reading these messages, we won't leave here. As we wrap up tonight's conversation, I just want us to know that we need to speak. Until we speak, until we act. Nigeria, until we protect the vulnerable from the powerful, this circle will continue. This circle that we're talking about, sexual abuse, pedophiles existing in the society, it will continue. So we need to speak up, we need to act. It is beyond speaking now, we're already speaking, so we need to act on the things we've heard on the show, what people have been saying so far. Parents doing this, please be more careful, be more cautious, be more attentive and sensitive to your children, and children too, learn to speak up. Don't hide things from your guidance, from your parents. That way, that is the only way we can protect the vulnerable over the powerful. And so, as always, we'll keep asking, which way Nigeria? I want to say a big thank you to every single one of you that was a part of the show today. Thank you for sharing your experiences, your thoughts with Diola and Nigerians on the issue for tonight, what we talked about. Thank you for being a part of this community, as well as those that listened wherever you were. Thank you. I said this is more than a show. It is a space for us to connect. We tell the truth together as one big family. Do not forget again, tomorrow is going to be another beautiful day. Another beautiful moment on the show, the Wednesday edition of the Unspoken Truth, the Relationship Talk and Guess Who segment, where all things revolving around love, marriage, relationships. Yes, we have discussions. And then that segment where I put a call through to your loved ones, read to them sweet romantic messages on the radio, and they will have to guess who the sender of the messages. That is what we do every Wednesdays. Tuesdays like this is serious business. You already know that. But Wednesdays, we do relationship. Thursdays, another dimension of the Unspoken Truth. And then Fridays, you already know. So be a part of tomorrow's show, the Relationship Talk and Guess Who edition of the Unspoken Truth. The time is 9:30 p.m. and the station is still Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. For the guest messages we could not read last Wednesday, just come with it tomorrow. Come with it, bring it. Diola will be available to take every single one of it. Do not forget to follow Voice of the People across all social. Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, YouTube. The name is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, YouTube, VOP 903 FM. Is Diola, your Radio 910 partner, and I'm saying to you, stay safe, stay well, and stay blessed as always. Good night, Nigeria.